Hey friends. Okay, so if you saw my post earlier, I talked about how most of my life is spent finding ponytail holders or removing them from dolls or ponies or breaking up fights over them. My girls did my hair probably like 10 times today. So right now I have a bow and a ponytail that the 3-year-old put in. But that is beside the point of what I want to talk about right now. I just wanted to share what we do for working to stay on budget with meal planning and eating healthy. If you don't know our background, we're a food allergy family, so we generally have a pretty high grocery bill, but I've really been working on chopping it down a little bit these past 2 months. So my two big tips are to make a meal plan and then make a grocery list off of that. But how do you do that? So every night or day before I get groceries, I sit down with my planner. I look at our calendar, my husband's calendar, and see what we have going on. So I know if we have any special things that I need to make a more special meal for, or if we are having guests over. So I check that out. And then second part of that, I take inventory on what we have. So do we have some meat in the freezer? Do we have some vegetables in the fridge that need to be used up? How are we doing with our grains and fruits and veggies in the freezer? So I take inventory on that. I try to meal plan based off of what we have already on hand, especially because we just have one fridge and freezer. So maybe some of you have like a large freezer and you always have a large stock of frozen stuff, frozen veggies and frozen meats, but we don't. So I usually try to use up what we have on hand before buying new. So then I make my meal plan. And you guys, my tip for budget friendly meals is to keep it simple. So I think it got a lot more expensive for us when I was trying to make more fancy recipes because we were having to buy all the extra ingredients, the cheese. Well, we don't eat cheese anymore, but the cheese, the tomato sauce, whatever, to make like lasagna or to make a fancy recipe like that. Our meals are super simple. It's partially because that's just what I found to stay sane with making meals that Nara can eat, our oldest, who has all the allergies. And so that I don't have a ton of dishes because I can go crazy if I have too many dishes in our house. So I keep it simple. So on our list for this week, I shop on Wednesday usually. So I have down, we had black beans, carrots, and quinoa on Wednesday night, and I did mix it all together. So I sauteed the carrots, made up the quinoa, and threw it all together in a big mix. So we had that, and then we had baked chicken. I did get a little fancy with that. I put on some honey Dijon mustard, but I was just planning to bake it. And then we had cauliflower, and again, I did roast it, but you can just steam it. You can just steam your veggies, and it's still good. And sweet potato. And then tonight we had ground turkey. We just ground it up in the pan. We had quinoa again, and we had frozen green beans, and then we added some olives for a little flavor, seasoned it to each person's liking in the family, and that was it. So it's super simple. And then tomorrow we have a little fancier, maybe less healthy meal. We have some breakfast sausage in the freezer that we're going to use and make just sausage and maybe some pancakes or maybe some quinoa breakfast bowls. I'm not exactly sure. Something breakfast related. And then using up some zucchini from our garden. Hopefully there's some in there to just saute some veggie zucchini for our vegetable side. And then we have a little bit of chicken and a little bit of beef in the freezer. I'm going to cook them both up and have it with rice and veggies, probably just kind of stir fry it all together. So that's another meal we have. And then we're ending out our week on Monday with black bean soup. So it's just black beans, with a little garlic and oil and a little salt. And then I use a hand blender to mix it all up, and then quinoa and a lettuce salad. So we keep our meals pretty simple. We don't have a lot of extra ingredients in them. And then I always just try to take inventory on what we already have in the freezer, in the cupboards, all of that, to make sure that we're not buying things we don't need, and to make sure we're actually using everything that we have in our house, and not all of a sudden realizing, oh, we've had this for months and months and not using it. And then off of that, so I always write down my planner. I don't know if you can see this, show you all my planner. But my planner has this little bottom spot right here. That's where I write our suppers in. We only plan supper because then for lunch the next day we just have leftovers. And breakfast is the same thing every day. Someday I hope to change it up more, but right now it's oatmeal and then eggs. And girls get fruit and maybe a little almond butter on their oatmeal, and a little bit of our Shakeology for a little protein for Nara. And then the rest of us get eggs. So our breakfast is the same. It's also super simple, and it's not much variety, and it's probably good to have more variety, but it's just what I found to work with our allergy friendly meals and our food allergy budget right now. So goals for a higher income is to be able to have more variety and, do like almond milk yogurts and things like that, other expensive flours. But that's not what we're at right now, and that's okay. So then I look through, I make sure I know what ingredients we need. I make our grocery list, and I try to be sure to think about how much we need for almond milk and eggs and fruit and veggies. And I buy frozen fruit, I buy frozen veggies. Those things are great too, to be sure that I can make it through a week, so I don't have to be shopping halfway through the week again and then picking up things that I don't necessarily need. So I try to do one shopping day and get it all. And then what I've been loving lately is ordering my groceries online. I do get them delivered as well, just because it's available in our area, but it's been helping me to be able to stick to our budget and to see, okay, I have too much, I've got to cut something out, and just make those decisions before I'm in the checkout line at a grocery store with 3 screaming children. So if you have that option, I know some people, you can order online and then just pick it up, and some people can get it delivered. I highly recommend it because it's helped me so much to be able to stay on budget a little better with our groceries. So those are my tips. Make a meal plan, make a grocery list off of that meal plan. Be sure to keep your grocery list and use it while you're shopping. And then if you can, order your groceries online or have them delivered, or go to the grocery store by yourself so you can actually do math and think through those things and all that. So if you have any questions about what we do or any of those specific meals we had, feel free to put it in the comments. I'd love to share and do my best to answer your questions, but just wanted to share that. I hope that helps. Bye everyone. Have a wonderful Friday night.